So, is it time to believe the hype that NASCAR Heat 2 has going into it? I don't usually do these videos, as you guys are aware, but I figured this was big enough news that I will cover it. It's confirmed that both NASCAR's Xfinity and Truck Series will be included in NASCAR Heat 2, potentially giving us a true sequel to maybe the greatest console game that has ever come out in regard to NASCAR, Dirt to Daytona. And this game almost promises to be a better version of Dirt to Daytona, as it looks like most, if not all, of each of the teams from NASCAR's 3 Premier Series are going to be in this game. There was an article posted by Game Informer, and I'd just kind of like to go through this article and talk about it because they left out some details that you can kind of read between the lines and pick up upon. A lot of exciting things actually about this. I'd like you guys first, though, to let me know in the comments if you guys are kind of buying into the hype or not around NASCAR Heat 2, whether you think it's actually going to be good, or they're just kind of blowing smoke up our trumpets at the moment. So the first little section on the article talks about the format and career mode, and they do talk about the fact that their specific wording is many of the series drivers, referring to Monster Cup Series, Xfinity, and Camping World trucks. So that may mean that we don't have full fields of drivers. We might be seeing some NASCAR Dirt to Daytona style fantasy drivers in the series. I would kind of expect that. They also say there are 6 new tracks, 3 road courses, 2 pavement ovals, and a dirt oval. Of course, we do know those since there are 6 tracks that the Monster Cup Series does not go to that the other 2 series do. The 3 road courses, of course, are Most Sport in Canada, Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, and Mid-Ohio. The 2 ovals are Iowa Speedway and Gateway, and the dirt track is, of course, Eldora. That is maybe the biggest news and perhaps the thing I'm most excited about. There's always room for more tracks in racing games. I'm really kind of hopeful about that because it may mean that we are able to run Sprint Cup at Monster Cup at like Iowa or Road America. It'd be fun if there's a game mode in there where you can kind of set up your own season with the tracks that you want to race. I'd love to do Xfinity at Eldora, just everything at Eldora. I'm absolutely completely hyped about that aspect of the game. Heat 2 introduces stage racing and also features each series' appropriate playoff structures. I hope there's a way to turn stage racing off, but it'll be interesting. I guess I appreciate the fact that they are trying to emulate the proper rules, even though we really didn't see that in Heat 1. They also say you can customize your car, even though there is not a full paint booth editor a la the NASCAR 15 game. This can be used on your regular car or regular sponsor cars. When you sign with a team, you'll take over one of the real cars of that team. So that's interesting. It seems like in this game you can actually sign with real-life teams. So you can go to Penske Racing or whatever if you want to. I would imagine in the first season you probably cannot. But that's very exciting. That's kind of in the realm of the Codemasters F1 games. Speed points return, but you're not restricted to which tracks you can race at the start. That's pretty simple. They got a lot of flack for blocking tracks for whatever reason at the beginning of the game, so now they've gotten rid of that. And the front menu has a news feed that contains culled articles about real-world NASCAR events. So that's kind of like something that we saw in the old EA games for briefly. A little talk about multiplayer. 2 players can race either an offline split screen, and Monster Games is looking at any alternate camera modes will be available. Not sure what they're talking about there. If that's replays or whatever. They also say whether you play online or off, points based upon your performance will be tracked to a rolling 4-race basis. The points leader at the end of every 4 races will be crowned king. These races can span different series. So that's an interesting online aspect of things. Could be some fun to see kind of who's better in what disciplines and on what tracks. Leaderboards will track who's best at that track, who's top 5 and wins, etc. Leaderboards will probably get very toxic, and we'll see a lot of people cheating, I would imagine. All lobbies are available at the same time and can be browsed through. That's good. You can choose to fill out the remaining field with AI. That's also fantastic. So that'll make the multiplayer very chaotic, but also at the same time probably quite fun. Customized and DLC cars can be taken online. We do know that was something that wasn't in NASCAR Heat 1, and if you're willing to pay for the DLC, which will probably be just as egregious as it was last time, you're probably welcome to. And the developer, meaning 704 Games, says it's still finalizing more details about the game's online structure. That does a lot of this they're talking about is like, oh, we're still not finalized, so that gives me a little bit of skepticism about this game. We heard a lot of wishy-washy answers in the first NASCAR Heat. There is one more section talking about gameplay. Monster is working on the game's bump drafting and side drafting systems to make them more useful. That's good. That's something we've hoped to alleviate. I know a lot of people were complaining about that in the previous version of the game. They also say damage, at least visually, has been expanded, allowing for more ways for you to make your car ugly. This includes crumples and flip-up hoods. So that's interesting. That's all the information they have to say. They also include some screenshots of Mid-Ohio and Eldora. And they also included some screenshots of just the Monster Cup cars at Daytona. It looks visually very much the same, so if you liked or disliked the graphics, they are going to be the same. Obviously, my big wish list item is to get rid of the rubber banding AI and just let the AI race at a certain speed, maybe have a slider a la Project Cars to be able to customize how fast the AI go. But I would say I'm a little bit hopeful, a little bit optimistic on this, but I'm remaining quite skeptical, as you kind of do with anything pertaining to NASCAR games these days. You just never know what you're going to get until you're playing the game in your hands. I don't know if they have a release date either. I did not see one. So let me know your comments in the comment section below. I think Xfinity and trucks, like I think I said in another video, a lot of people are going to be really excited about that, and it might be a seller just based on the fact that we haven't been able to drive both of those series since maybe, I think, NR 2003. I think that may have been the last official game that no, that's not right. The EA games. The EA games were the last official games to include those series. So, probably about 10 years since we've been able to race these series. So that should be exciting. I hope they don't screw it up, because I'd love to have a good NASCAR game. So thank you guys so much for watching this really kind of quick and dirty video, and we'll see you in the next one.